What's going on, Bobcats? My name is Cooper Hancock.
And I'm Leah Ertel, and welcome to a very informative episode of The Sage.
Today we have a piece explaining how our ASB plays a very important role on campus.
An in-depth look into the AP government presidential campaign simulation.
A piece checking in on the U.S. Supreme Court.
And a sports update.
Let's get right into it.
Shaii.
To start it off, we have a piece explaining ASB's vital role on campus as a student governing body.
At this point in the school year, all students have noticed the pep rallies, spirit weeks, and even the upcoming dance. However, some students may not have noticed who's behind all of that.
So we do a lot for the school. We plan all the assemblies, we plan all the pep rallies, we coordinate pretty much any event or activity that's on campus. We are behind it.
However, these events don't come cheap.
Well, the flower field dance, the deposit was $6,000, and then we have to pay an additional $6,000 just 2 weeks ago. So we had to have $12,000 in our account just to pay for the venue. That's not including the DJ, the photo booth, the catering.
There's plenty that students can do to support ASB.
A good way for students to support our ASB is staying updated with our Instagram posts and our Minga posts. We post all of our fundraisers on there. We do fundraisers with Chipotle a lot. So just showing up to those fundraisers, and then of course coming to our events always helps.
And then movie night. We have movie night on Friday. We won't be having ticket sales at the door, but you can buy up until lunchtime on Friday.
Money allows ASB to put on all of these great events. However, ASB needs your help in order to fund these events.
If anybody ever has any questions about, how does this work or how does that work, they're more than welcome to pop in and check it out. We're always busy. As you can tell, it's always loud and chaotic because we just don't stop. There's always something that we are planning in the future.
This has been Jason Chase for The Sage.
I never knew the impacts ASB plays on all our school events and the interests of every Bobcat.
Did you know throughout the school year, AP government students have taken place in political simulations mimicking actions made by the U.S. government?
I didn't know that. Those sound very interesting.
Well, we have Samuel and Lulu with more information on the presidential campaign simulations happening right now.
Sage Creek's new AP Government and Politics teacher is taking an interesting and involved approach when tackling some of the class's most important topics. Since the beginning of the year, students have participated in a Congress simulation, electoral college debates, and most recent hands-on project, a simulation of the presidential election process.
That's something that's really awesome about the class. We get to do a lot of hands-on stuff, not just busy work.
Select students put themselves up for nomination and crafted campaign platforms. And in a recent mock primary election, 2 students from each class were elected democratically. The 4 candidates are Wyatt Marshall, Madeline Mack, Caden Gutches, and Kaya Savage. Through these simulations, students are able to get a more in-depth understanding of the topic and learn the intricacies of the processes through personal experience.
It taught me more about presidential elections because I saw how unequal every state is. It's something I already knew, but then to see one student have so much more power than another who represented each state, I was like, oh wow, this process is seriously all over the place and unequal.
Not only do students get a closer look at these vital topics, but they also take away improved public speaking, persuasion, and debating skills.
It gets really nerve-wracking to talk in front of people, but every time that you do it, it does get a little bit better. So I think just that she gives us so many opportunities to try it out and to do our best, and it's always really positive at the end. It's super helpful and boosts our confidence to be able to do it in the future.
With a new perspective on presidential debates, students are not only prepared to succeed in their government class, but are also becoming more politically informed citizens.
I think it's really eye-opening. I didn't really understand how much went into it, or even like the crucial states of like primaries of Iowa and New Hampshire.
This has been Samuel Daher and Lulu Horne reporting for The Sage.
As a student who's participated in these simulations, I have one thing to say. Caden for president.
As real hot topics have been discussed in these simulations, the U.S. Supreme Court will be hearing most of these hot topic cases in the next coming months.
Leo and Nadia have more information.
The appointment of 3 new Supreme Court justices over the past 4 years has sent tremors through the political world. Especially because some of its recent actions, the Supreme Court's approval rating is at a low of 40%, and a growing number of Americans regard the court as too conservative. So, has it always been like this? Around the era of the Civil War, there was a similar amount of discontent surrounding the Supreme Court. In Dred Scott v. Sanford, the court directly defended the institution of slavery. This was heavily opposed by a growing number of progressive abolitionists within the Republican Party.
Well, there's an example of how a strict interpretation of the Constitution would not be in keeping with our times. Because if you read the Constitution, it's not reflective of the time in which we live, where we're striving for equality.
There have also been times when the court took a more activist position, such as under the Warren Court, which struck down Jim Crow laws and upheld the Civil Rights Act. So, despite its supposed neutrality, political currents pretty visibly influence the Supreme Court. Regarding change, it can either be an ally or a barrier.
There's a role in democracy for people, and that is why people demonstrate and express their opinions, because it matters. You know, it does affect decisions. It does affect judges' thinking in terms of interpretation.
In any case, given its supreme power, supreme scrutiny should always be applied to the Supreme Court. Reporting for The Sage, this has been Leah Ambrogelly.
Wow, the Supreme Court has some tough decisions to make.
Definitely. To wrap up the show, we have Jacob with a sports update as fall sports are coming to a close.
Hey Bobcats, I'm Jacob, bringing you guys one of our trimester's last sports updates with CIF playoffs coming to an end. Last Wednesday, girls volleyball had their first CIF game and won 3-1 against Patrick Henry. Then on Saturday, Stanley lost against El Capitan High, wrapping up a great season. On Friday, boys beach volleyball finished 3rd place in their open division, an amazing way to end their season as well. CIF San Diego girls tennis individual championships began 2 days ago on Monday, sending support to Mackenzie, Chloe, Haley, Kelsey, and Isla. Unfortunately, girls varsity field hockey didn't win last Friday, but today after school at 4:30, they will try and change their fate and secure a win against SDA. After that, they have another game against Escondido at 5 on Friday. Last Monday, girls golf played for CIF and will play again on Thursday. Good luck. Lastly, cross country has been having a very exciting season to watch. They'll have a meet this Friday at 3. The seniors this year have been racing so well. Last week they had their senior night, highlighting all of them right before the race. Thanks for tuning in. Reporting for The Sage, this has been Jacob Fletcher. Back to the anchors.
Congrats to all the fall student athletes on a great season.
That about wraps up this week, Bobcats.
Make sure to check out all the new articles on thesagenews.com, ranging from Squid Game to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Also, to stay connected, make sure to follow The Sage on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
This has been Leah Ertel,
And Cooper Hancock, reporting for
The Sage.